reached Keys to the Basement. Today is Fabulous Friday, and the name of our story is The Proud Cloud Feature. Clouds. Every day we look at them and pick out figures, or hope they bring rain, possibly shade. Do you know what goes on within the cloud system above us? Well, let me tell you. The story begins with Mother Nature. She releases great sighs of happiness into the sky. These are how we get the white puffy clouds, which are always happy, and generally are the ones that give us animal figures and shapes and fun in the sky. Then, on the other hand, we have Father Time, who is grumpy, because he always knows what time it is, and never gets asked. And he releases grumpy gray clouds, because who really needs to be happy all the time like that? It's a little much. I do. I live that way. Anyway, puffy clouds and grumpy clouds exist together. And then you have everyday normal blue clouds, which came with the Earth, so they are just gassy clouds. Weird and different weather phenomenon are caused by the blue gassy clouds. Gas is the cause of the hole in the ozone layer and global warming. Sometimes the puffy, happy clouds are even bummed out by the smell of the gas the blue clouds produce. And even the gray clouds, too, get annoyed. This is where funnel clouds come from. The blue sky, feeling guilty, will blow down towards the ground to try and disperse the smell. And the gas, like a feather, just spins around and around, and the dirt that gets lifted up, and the objects and the items that never seem to come back to land anywhere, are what the clouds take and call air freshener. Gray clouds wash the dirt with rain. Now, the whole time this is happening, there are puffy clouds in other places, bringing peace to people who are happily picking out shapes and silly stuff. Then, when a grumpy cloud comes along and floats right in front of the puffy cloud that was putting on the show for the human, so the puffy cloud produces lightning in the top part of itself. As to yell at the gray cloud, this is heat lightning. Right. As they had no speaking language that we know of, gray clouds do this to create friction between the gray and the puffy until finally the puffy turns gray and grouchy and ends up raining from sadness that it turned. Because once you turn gray, you belong to Father Time, who is not as delightful as Mother Nature because he was grouchy. The gray clouds like to sneak up on the little puffies and scare the lightning, out of them just for funsies, which scared humans, but who cares, right? They are above humans, literally. But when that happens, the blue sky gets upset at the gray clouds, and it sneaks a shot of gas at them, or totally gasses them out. Seriously, the blue sky would blow a funnel cloud right through the gray cloud, who would begin crying because of the smell. But they stopped scaring little puffies for a while, anyways. And so you could say that the blue clouds were the sky monitors of all clouds. One day, a little grumpy dared a big grumpy to scare the crap out of a grown puppy. And the grumpy wanted to show off anyway. The blue sky warned with a quick pressure release. But the grumpy didn't care, and it crept up on the puffy cloud that was doing a figure show for the humans. Puffy clouds love putting on shows for humans. It's what Mother Nature created them for. Grumpy clouds were just around to be grumpy, and they didn't like humans at all. Only because they were grumpy. The blue clouds were just mellow and there. After all, they did come with the planet. And so, Grumpy scared the lightning, out of the puffy, and the lightning hit a giant fan, or what you might call a windmill, causing this to deflect and hitting a tree. The tree caught on fire. Now remember, I said I'd explain why you couldn't have thunder without lightning. It is because the lightning rapidly heats the air, which causes the air to expand quickly, and it pretty much breaks the sound barrier. That is why when lightning strikes something, the thunder shakes everything around it. Well, I blame the thunder. The lightning is what makes me shake. Anyway, so knowing that, the gray cloud saw the tree on fire and felt really awful about what it had done to the puffy. But this puffy didn't get mad and grumpy. This puffy excused itself and floated on by looking at the grumpy with sadness because lightning happened. Lightning happened, get it? And the grumpy cloud started to cry to try and put out the fire, and all of a sudden, here come blue sky funnel, because Puffy was upset, so Blue Sky was mad at Grumpy for upsetting the Puffy. "No!" screamed the Grumpy Cloud, and there was nothing the Gray Cloud could do, and the fire began to spread as the gas came swirling down in all its stink. As people ran to their storm shelters, and as soon as the funnel hit the ground, the fire erupted and swirled with the gas cloud, which luckily for the people made the funnel cloud dissipate faster. But the Gray Cloud was still crying and upset over what he had done, because he was grown and knew better, but he was just trying to have fun. And the little Grumpy that made the dare started to cry too, but the tears of two would not be able to quench the fire that had been started from foolishness. Upon seeing this, other Grumpy Clouds who gossiped found out what happened, and since they were the only ones that could produce rain, they all gathered around the troublemakers and started crying as well. For a second or two, there was a great flooding and flying by the Puffies saw that was going on. And the gossipers in the Puffy Cloud culture decided they would help best they could. And so, producing lightning, one of them produced a bolt of lightning that struck the water. But the thunder was so intense that it caused a landslide, which ended up smothering the fire. Upon hearing the gossip from a Puffy Cloud, the Blue Sky looked over the situation. All they could do was produce funnel clouds of gas. And so, with the flood and the mud and the unrest in the sky, Blue Sky knew it had to clean up the mess of the troublemakers. So, producing the first non-gaseous funnel cloud, made by Blue Sky but provided by Mother Nature, it lifted all the water and mud and anything else the Grays made and the little Puffies produced, and moved it to a safer location like the ocean. This is how the city of Atlantis really went missing, and why people go missing in the Bermuda Triangle. And like new, everything that was once in shambles was like it was before, only cleaner. And seeing this, the grumpy Gray Clouds turned into white Puffy Clouds, as they were overcome with joy and happiness. And Mother Nature smiled, and Father Time was still grumpy because he knew what time it was, and no one would ever ask him. And so, sometimes when the weather gets weird like it does in Florida, remember, clouds have a life all their own, and sometimes drama erupts, but you just have to deal with it the best you can. And it's okay to get help. And teamwork is very handy, as you can see. Grumpy Clouds pitched in to drown out the fire. Then the Puffies came together to produce the mudslide to finish off the fire. And the Blue Sky cleaned up after Grumpy and Puffy, and made Mother Nature and Father Time proud. Also, Blue Sky was a little bit of a teacher's pet, as it would always ask Father Time what time it was. This is how you get yellowish, orange, purple clouds at sunset. Now those clouds know how to party, but we will save that for another time in another place. If you are into my story, thank you very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts, or don't. It's up to you. If you didn't like my story, perhaps you would like another short story Thursday on Ashtoon's page. I'll have the link in the comments section for you to click. Tell him I sent you. I found his story yesterday very fascinating, as it was true real-life happened story. Thank you for tuning in to Fabulous Friday in the Basement. This is Keys to the Basement, signing off. Happy weekend. Y'all made it.